first. All right, and welcome to today's event where for the first time we organize an event on level 5. And today's topic is about L5M5 or the module about managing ethical procurement and supply. Um, as you know, we do regularly on level 4. We organize regular sessions, calculate about challenging questions or some key topics in level 4, review the previous exam in level 4. But we think that it's the time to move on, and we also need to accommodate other um, the need of other students as well. Okay, so this is the first time we have level 5 as a subject here. Okay, and today's topic is just about some key matters or key topics that we see from the latest exam in level 5 in L5M5 in September. All right, so this one would be for this event, we would have a small competition, and I'm glad that we have enough participants uh, to organize such um, competition. Okay, so there are 4 participants beside the 2 hosts. Okay, so therefore, we have a small game today where you may win some prize, and um, if you win this game, then you may have the access, maybe the access for our latest practice test on level 5 with our 5 which is about to be published in October onward. Or if you want to switch, then we may have other option for you, like probably mobile top up or Netflix gift code. Okay, so with the price, I hope that you can contribute with some opinion, some your answer to the question, and more lively discussion. And for today's event, besides the discussion about topic, we also have some questions. Therefore, with this prize, you see that. So there will be 8 questions for today's event, and we count the person with the fastest and the correct answer. And the first correct answer will be recognized as 5 points. The second one get 4 points. The third one get 3 points. Okay, and so on. And after all, after the event, after all the questions closed, then we may summarize the and do the statistic on the participant, and highest scorer will be awarded the prize. And you may make the choice here like this. Okay, so we are about to release L5M5 soon in October. So I think that you can choose that as your prize after the winning. Okay, so let's go into the topic today. Okay, where we see the key topics in L5M5 and what kind of question you may see from the exam. All right, so I just asked some students who took the exam recently in September, and this is what I can learn from them. Okay, first, I can say that there will be a lot of questions about the sustainability policies, about why do we need that policy, about the major topics or major contents that may appear within those policies, and on how to enforce those policy on supplier, how we can include them in the contract. The second most popular topic is about ILO practice and standards. Okay, something like modern slavery, child labor, uh, the abolition of forced labor, and the freedom to association, and against discrimination. Okay, so the question on ILO is pretty popular in exam. Although they can also ask about other standard, like the second most common is the fair trade or SA 8000 or EMAS. Um, However, then they only account for calculate about 4, 5, or 6 questions totally. And the rest of them would be scattered around many topics from different analysis tools to like stipple or supply chain mapping to other topics like risk management, how we can deal with certain situation, and so on. So this is an exam about this is an oral exam. So you can imagine that there will be 46 questions where you have for each question you may see different methods. Okay, here I can because of limitation of our time, I can just help you to analyze 4 key common topics. Okay, uh, with the appearance of most questions. Okay, we shall go into the first topic about sustainability policies. Okay, basically, then this is just some very simple principles about sustainability policies, like why we need those policies, the content, and how to include them in the supply contract. Okay, actually, then you can see this thing from study guide, right? Why we need this policy because we may want to improve our brand image and competitive advantage, or we may increase the productivity, improve our competitive advantage. We may reduce the risk, especially about reputation or so on. Or we may increase the attractiveness to attract talent and investment from the investor, from shareholders, okay, etc. There are a lot of reasons for adopting sustainability policy. Of course, it become a trend now that every business declaring about sustainability. However, then what really matters is how they implement them and can uh, how they can disseminate these practice across the supply chain. Okay, that would be the matter, and that's why we are studying this module about managing uh, ethical procurement supply. Okay, the second matter that may appear here is about the potential content of sustainability policies. So, with sustainability, we need to be comprehensive. And you already know about the triple bottom line. You can use triple bottom line as a guidance for your drafting of sustainability policy. Okay, so typically to be comprehensive and to make your business really sustainable, you can include the following things into your policy, like the requirement about considering the whole life cost or the life cycle costing, the consideration about potential environmental impact of certain project or purchase, and also the social impact of the project, and promoting the collaboration with the suppliers, with the distributor, with the customer to disseminate these practice throughout the supply chain, or raise the awareness of the consumer about sustainability, and really very important. Finally, monitor the practice within both within the organization and in the supply chain as general. Okay, so they are quite basic, they are quite predictable, and you can find all these things from study guide. They are not rocket science, and therefore you can handle this thing with ease. Okay, I believe so. Okay, and finally, in this part, we may look how to include these things, how to include the sustainability policies within the contract with the supplier. So it's to improve the sustainability, we need to do throughout throughout the procurement cycle. Okay, from defining the needs to qualify the suppliers to negotiate the contract and include the key performance indicators and SOA on sustainability. And the contract may have the schedule on the code of conduct that require the supplier to perform in a certain way. And it is very important to enforce these things. And you need KPI, SOA, and some very requirement, that very specific requirements on the contract to do this. And finally, to ensure that supplier is really performing these terms, you may need a right to audit them. And we may do that from time to time to check whether they are really committing to sustainability. All right, so I don't think I have much to say when it comes to the theory here. And maybe my point would be highlighted more clearly if it comes to the question. Okay, let's try some question here about sustainability policy. Okay, this is very long question, and it is just no question about supplier qualification. Okay, so you need to decide the right answer here. Right, thank you, Jessica. It's pretty long. I think it would take you some time to read and analyze this question. Yeah, it's really long. Yeah, I haven't seen any answer yet. Remember that we have a prize for the highest score today, so try your best. Okay, the prize is waiting. Yeah, I can see the first answer from CB. Cái này bộ Chile. Mary. All right. Is there any other opinion? All the answer here are about C. Is there any different opinion? Okay, Jessica, help me to close this question. Thank you. Okay, so I think although the length here is quite extensive, but when we analyze this closely, then this question is pretty straightforward, and we can decide the right answer pretty quick. Okay, so simply it is a case about a construction company who is hiring a carpenter to do some certain work on the wood, of course. And the carpenter here has been qualified for a contract. And whether the question is about whether they can be qualified for another contract. Okay. So the answer is simply just no. Okay. Different contract has different requirements, and we need to be specific. And although they may be qualified for a project, that that fact does not automatically qualify them another one. Okay, so the answer is C. Okay, although we may have some kind of like previous relationship, but it does not provide any assurance performance as well as risk management uh, for this particular supplier. Okay, let's move on with question number two, also about sustainability policies. Okay, for this question, you need to select two answers. You need to select two answers. What would be more important for long-term sustainable strategies or long-term sustainable policies? Okay, what could be contributing to success of long-term strategy here? CB again score very fast and followed by Phoenix, G and E and D and E. Okay, Jacqueline. Yeah, and the label relay comes with another opinion with A and D. Hmm, what that is so. Any other answer besides D and E or A and D? Okay. Jessica, help me to close this question, and we may come to the review of the answer here. All right. So the question is about the measures that can be used to support in developing long-term sustainable sourcing strategies. The key word here is about long-term sustainable sourcing strategy. So we need to think about long-term. Option A, it use periodic review. Okay, but period review here are carried out internally and to check for effectiveness. Okay, so it's more about the effectiveness of the process itself, not really about sustainable. Okay, so we can eliminate that. Option B, you can see the word here is short-term development of short-term sourcing plans. Okay, not really have in long term. Option C, investment in few key items and supplier. All right, so legit. But for long term, we need to be more comprehensive. Okay. Um, uh, Short focus doesn't have with the long term. It may have with the short term, but not really in the long term. And option D, incorporate sustainability into definition of success. Okay, and supported by measurement, right? Very comprehensive, and I think that is one of the answers. And option E, they support the use of whole life costing. So just I show you earlier, sustainability policy should have the consideration for whole life cost or life cycle cost. Okay, so E here also support the long term as well, since it consider the cost in the whole lifetime of the asset. Therefore, D and E are correct. D and E are correct. Okay, and I need to highlight them here. D and E are correct. Congratulations. All right. That is some content and some example for the question on sustainability. We can move on with the second topic on global sourcing and low cost country sourcing. Okay, so with this one, then they may come with the drivers and the competitive advantages that come with global sourcing or low cost country sourcing. The driver here are very straightforward. We know that we need to go outside to purchase the items from other countries because they are not available in our country, and maybe the other country has the competitive advantage, and they can sell those things at a pretty cheap price. Uh, furthermore, current technology and regulatory environment are very supportive of global sourcing. We can purchase the items from overseas with pretty easy access to from our computer or with very easy tracking of the item from the the far away country. And of course, purchasing from low cost country may deliver some kind of competitive advantage by offering lower product costs with the same quality and so on. Okay, and with global sourcing, we may purchase from high-income country, other high-income country with more advanced product or technologically advanced product, or we can purchase from low-cost country with the materials and low labor cost. Therefore, we can purchase the commodity with a pretty cheap price. However, then low-cost country sourcing may lead to some risk. Okay, like absolutely, they are often far away, and that may increase the lead time. and we may make the purchase in foreign currency and expose ourselves in currency fluctuation risk. Furthermore, the communication would be a challenge here, since not every country speaking English, and we may have the words and meaning lost in translation, and not counting that, they may have different culture, and we may not be aware of the way they are negotiating. And there are some other risks, like about intellectual property risks, or um, the risk in the supply chain, like during transit, the goods could be lost or damaged, okay, and so on. So, although low-cost country sourcing is a solution to pretty many organizations, but there are inherent risks to this kind of sourcing, okay, and this could be a topic with the exam question. All right, so let's try another two questions on low-cost country sourcing. Okay, let's see how you can solve this question. The question number three, where you need to select three options. Which are the consideration when deciding to adopt low-cost country sourcing? Okay, Phoenix goes first with A, C, and D, and then Mary, DCA. Okay, DCA, think the same thing. Okay, we have other answers like ICG, ICF, mostly about ICD. All right, I'm still waiting for more answer here. Right, good. Send you ACF. Okay, so we can close this question here. And let me review the answer. Okay, so this question is about the consideration when decide to purchase from a low-cost country. With the low-cost country, we mean about the country with lower labor costs, usually. The thing is, this country could be pretty far away. Okay? It could be close, but it could be pretty far away. And absolutely, the cost for international transit is much higher than the cost for transporting domestically. So the transport costs and the lead time are the two major considerations in low-cost country sourcing. The third one is the quality control. Low-cost country sourcing because they have low input costs and they compete on a low price. Therefore, they don't have very consistent quality control, and that may have impact on the final product quality. Therefore, we may need to pay attention to this as well. So the answer here would be A, C, and D. Okay, we can ignore product life cycle since it is irrelevant here. Although some product may need to develop in low cost country, but the life cycle here is mostly about how we price the product instead. So the answer here, including A, C, and D. Okay, let's move on with the fourth question, another one about global sourcing. What kind of competitive advantage that global sourcing may bring to an organization? Okay, so please wait. I need to highlight the text here as A, B, C, and D. Okay. Mary's answer first with C, 1 and 4. So next with D, okay, and followed by Madeline, so also D. Right, and the latter answer may often come with mostly come with D, okay, except the first one. All right, so this is also a very long question. Okay, which state that what kind of comparative advantage that global sourcing may bring to the organization, and we have four options, which we need to choose a combination of two. The first option is the ability to dictate costs. Second one, the reduce supply chain agility. Third one, cost efficiency and supply flexibility. And the fourth one is ability to differentiate. If you can recall the things from some knowledge from level four, we have three competitive strategies: cost leadership, differentiation, and focus. Focus. So with competitive advantage in level five, they are still the same. We need to looking for specific answer that may indicate one of the three competitive strategy. Okay, so with this question, then number one, okay, it's not very clear. And the cost here is just country specific, okay, not really a competitive advantage. Number two is about reduce agility. Okay, so that is not an advantage. That is a disadvantage. Therefore, the answer must be number three and number four, or option D. Okay, so congratulations to anyone select D. Okay, so we can move on from this part to another part on stipple and other analysis tools. With Okay, so managing ethical procurement supply is just another kind of managing the risk within supply chain. And when it comes to risk measurement, then we need to first identify the risk. With L5M5, it is just the same. We may need to manage an extended supply chain across many countries. And we need to identify where we have higher risk of unsustainable practices like modern slavery or environmental degradation. Okay, so the basic tools for doing this thing include stipple analysis and supply chain mapping. Which stipple, you already know that it lists the macro environmental factors like social, technological, economic, political, and so on. And it helps us to analyze the specific situation in of our organization as well as in our supplier country, okay, and help us to identify the potential risks with that country or organization. On the other hand, supply chain mapping help us to look through the whole supply chain, especially when your supply chain is pretty extended and we need to know what kind of risk, what kind of reputation could be damaged if within our supply chain there are some kind of like bad practice about like labor or exploitation. Okay, so supply chain mapping is a way to identify the risk. However, although people is relatively easy to do, but supply chain mapping is quite hard to do. It is quite difficult because not every time we have sufficient data to map the whole supply chain. Okay, therefore, with supply chain mapping, we need a lot of collaboration with the suppliers and other stakeholders as well. Okay, so with this one, then absolutely the exam may have some question for you. Okay, and here are some examples. Right, the first one about how to make effective supply chain map. Okay. So my answer here focusing on B. Okay, 3 and 4, measuring data and understanding supply types. Matthew, please wait. I need to finish question 5 before I can go back. And among the answer, we have Jacqueline, who is Jacqueline to C. Okay, C is about 1 and 4. Okay, let's see if we have any other opinion. Okay, so I think we can switch to the answer here, right? Um, with this question, then supply chain mapping about the success factors of supply chain mapping. We may have some factors like we need to collect the data, we need to engage with the employees, and we need to understand the different tires within supply chain. Okay, so except option 1, then 2, 3, and 4 seem correct. Okay, but let's see what is more relevant. Option number 2, engaging closely with all employees. It means that we need to collaborate closely with the employees, okay, and all employees. Maybe include some position like security guard or some irrelevant position in supply chain like um, human resource or accounting. Although they may play some role, but they don't know very well about supply chain. Okay, so engaging closely with all employees may not be practical, and especially they may not have the data that we need. Okay, so therefore, the objective here is just about gathering all relevant data. We may gather that from supplier itself, or we can ask an independent professional organization to do this. They can collect the data along supply chain and summarize that for us. Okay, so number 3 is one of the answer. And the other option is number 4. With the understanding of the tires, then we can map the supply chain. We know that not just our direct supplier are involved in the supply chain, but the suppliers of the supplier, okay, or tier 2 or tier 3 suppliers, and they all have the implication on the organization here. Okay, they may commit some malpractice, like they have child labor, okay, and that may have impact on our reputation. All right, so it should be managed closely, and the answer here is 3 and 4. Okay, we need to collect relevant data and understand the tires of the supply here. Okay, so the correct answer is B, and congratulations to anyone select B. All right, and per Matthew request, I would like to come back with question number 4. Okay, so this is just about what kind of competitive advantage that we may have from global sourcing. And my tip here is that we already know about three comparative strategies, which are cost leadership, differentiation, and focus. So looking for cost leadership, focus, or differentiation, then you will see the answer. And the correct answer for question 4 is 3 and 4. Okay, with question number 5, it is also 3 and 4. All right. Let's switch to another question. Question number 6. Okay. A pretty long question about steeple, and you need to identify the factors with this question. Okay, the answer come almost all at the same time. This time, Mary answer first with C, 1 and 2. Yeah. Okay, Rose C, Alan C, Dominic C, Marisa C. Okay, so it is quite anonymous that we have C as the answer. Is there any other opinion or other answer here? All right, so we may close this question. I think it's quite basic as well. The problem with this scenario is that there are two things. First, this company is purchasing the recycled material, and second, they need to have a new piece of equipment to produce with a new type of material. So there are two things that is highlighted here. One is environment, where one is environmental, where the organization is producing using the recycled material, and the second one is technology with the equipment. So it's quite simple, 1 and 2. Okay, although the scenario is a little bit long, but it is still very basic. Okay, so the answer here is C, 1 and 2 only. All right, so we can approach to our final topic today about the key standards and that you may need to pay attention to in L5M5. Um, I can say that there are pretty many standards that are highlighted within the study guide, and however, then you may need to pay close attention to some key standards like ILO, Patriot, SA 8000, ISO 14001, and EMAS. Not just about their name, but also about their major standard and their general statements. With ILO, it focuses on label standard worldwide, and it has a list of conventions adopted by governments worldwide to promote the rights of the workers. Okay, these rights include something like the freedom of association and collective bargaining, the elimination of all forms of forced labor, the abolition of child labor, and against the discrimination at work. In practice, then they can use different words for these principles. However, then at the core, you can see that they just want to promote the fair and sustainable way to treat the worker. With SA 8000, it extends a little bit, although they also recognize the key principles within ILO, but they also include other requirements like about the human rights, about the maximum hour works, and so on. And also about the requirement on health safety, as well as the requirement on management system, just like with 14001. ISO 14001. And with fair trade, it is a combination of both social and environmental, while ILO and SA 8000 are just about social matters. EMAS is just about environmental factors. Then we have fair trade, which include all matters, all sustainable matters, from social to environmental. And with EMAS here, it is the it is the abbreviation for a standard set up by European Union. Okay, so majorly it focuses on the environment. Okay, with the core at the core, it still requires the member to have the same standard as ISO 14001, but it is a little bit more stricter, a little bit stricter. Okay, with the requirement on the auditing, like they need to have the external audit report and independent reporting to get the registration for the member. And they also provide a high level of transparency, where you can look up the organization with EMAS from their online database. Okay, so this is kind of like an upgraded version of ISO 14001, and when you may see that it is kind of like more. Okay, it's set up very high standard, but also it may be less available worldwide. It is very popular in Europe, but less available worldwide. And its cost is also a concern and prevent small business to join. All right. So they are key standard. I cannot talk long about that. Really just that. And however, the question could be quite diverse as well. They may ask you certain application. You may ask you the yes no question whether certain practice is acceptable or not. Okay, so let's see some questions here. Right. Again, another long scenario where you need to decide the correct answer. Okay, so they want to match their practice with IOO, but with some capitalized, I think, some extremism, some level of extremism. Okay, so which is the answer here? Yeah, I think you are answering with pretty quick speed. Okay, just about 1 minute after I uh, show this question, then I see the answer. Okay, so all the answers so far are about D, right? I think we may close the question here. Okay, so it's pretty simple. This company wants to ensure the supply equality at work, and it prefer to hire women, but only prioritizing a certain gender or a certain group of people is still a type of discrimination against other group of people. And at work, then to prevent the discrimination, we need to select the objective criteria as objective as possible. And the qualification should be based on merit or competency rather than based on gender or any type of social background. Okay, so this practice is actually um, violation of ILO standards. Okay, so it should be D. If this company only prioritizing hiring of women, then it is discrimination against men. Now, this is the final question. Question number 8. Okay, the answer here is D, and all the answer I see is correct. Right. Come with the final answer. Question number 8. I need to note them as A, B, C, and D. Um, okay, the easier review. All right, so what is the answer for question number 8? You need to select three options here. And it's about EMAS. EMAS. Okay. What are the standards within EMAS that make it so popular and more predictable than other standards in environment? I can see that the answer here, right. Okay, with phonics, select CDE. Three answers come with CDF and CD on B, D, and F. All right. I also think that this question is a little bit challenging, and not every characteristic of emails is mentioned in the study guide. All right. Let's close this question and let me show you the answer. Okay, so we are talking about a standard known as eco management and audit scheme for uh, organization for business in European Union. The first thing is that this kind of label or standard is developed by European Union. Okay, it is an intergovernment organization in Europe, and it is not ILO or International Labour Organization or United Nations or the United Nations. Okay, it's just for Europe specifically. And second, um, this ship, this ship or this standard have some characteristic. First, it requires the organization. If the organization wants to be certified, then they need to be reviewed and registered by an independent auditor or by a subsidiary, a regional subsidiary. Since the EMAS here, since EMAS is in Europe, and they may have the regional office in each country. And if any organization wants to get the certificate or want to get the register, then that office would need to audit that organization. Okay, so this is highlighted uh, by statement D. Okay, independent registration process. It means that to be registered as a member and to get certified, then the organization need to be reviewed by an independent third party. And that also highlight the characteristic in C, third party verification. And regularly, EMAS organization also require the organization, the business to be audited externally, okay, by an external and independent agency. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is C, D, and F. Okay, I need to mark them as the word here, as a letter here. Okay, so that is the final question today, and also our final part of discussion. Jessica, can you help me to summarize who will get the highest score today? Yeah, please wait. Okay. Okay, so while we're waiting, you can say that the exam for L5M5 is not very challenging, and you can see that it just we can learn a little bit from level 4, and with level 5 we just add some new layer of knowledge, okay, like about different type, about different standards and qualification. And in level 5, we can have like just we can learn the difference from level 4 and apply them. And then I believe that you can pass them with ease. We're about to release the new set of practice question on level 5. However, then this require our this requires some time to finalize and release these things on EDB. Okay, in the meantime, if you have any question, please contact us through WhatsApp or email, and we also have the website. We regularly update the information there. Okay, Melody, so yes, I will send the recording. And for Mercy, I will send you the presentation here as well with all the questions. Okay, so question number 1 you are asking is about qualification supplier, and it should be applied for each contract. We need to qualify supplier again. And although they may be qualified for a project, but it is not absolutely sure that they are qualified for another one. Matthew, don't worry, you will get the presentation. Okay, and we also upload the recording soon. Okay, tomorrow. So this is the result. I'm showing the result, and you can also see that from the chat here. Okay, so you see that this is the summary of the performance, and the winner is Phoenix with 21 points. Okay, congratulations. And she's followed closely by CB and Madaliso. Okay, congratulations, Phoenix. And please tell me what kind of gift would you want to have? Okay, please wait. I need to unmute you. Phoenix, you can turn on your micro and answer.
Hi.
Yeah, hi, Phoenix.
Yeah, hi. Thank you so much. This is the first time I joined this kind of practice. And also, this is the first subject I'm taking like in level 5. So
Yes.
I'm really happy to have the live access of the test for the question.
Of course, you will
Yeah.
have. We will release them soon on EDME, and after that, then I would like to give you that course. Okay, so please wait until the beginning of October. Okay, we will
Thank
release
you
it.
so much.
Yeah, okay, I will note that to prevent that we forgot about you, forget about your case. All right, and thank you very much for your participation today. And we are happy to have different students to achieve their qualification in SIP, okay, in procurement. Okay, so we're happy to have you here, and I hope that we can have another uh, lively discussion like this for level 5 in the future. Okay, so thank you so much for joining and enjoy your Sunday. Okay, goodbye.